Hello. Good evening, everybody. Does somebody have a roaming microphone already? Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Maarten, hello.
Hi, Martin. First reaction? Well, it's a very big disappointment that we didn't succeed. We did not succeed in just playing one level up today, and that's a pity. You weren't less, though. If you look at the two matches, no, that's why. The first reaction is that I'm disappointed. What you always hear is that you shouldn't go along with that English power football, especially not AZ. But it didn't work really. In phases, they were not able to beat you. Well, no. We didn't have enough rest or peace to find a solution. But of course, all balls have to be pure. And in the first half, I think certainly if you look at Roma, you could see that we were getting there, but it took a bit too long during the match. And sort of in the second half, we were better. But yeah, but just not quite successful. Were there personal errors as well? No, not personal errors, because everything that we do together. And in certain phases, of course, certain players, they maybe touched the ball less, even though it wasn't necessary. And, even after that first goal, we were able to improve it for ourselves. But still, it's the case that sometimes we were a bit too messy. Sometimes there were moments where we had just to really poke through, and the opportunities that we had, we should have used those opportunities more. I think that with the third goal, I think we left two moments there to really take down Madison. Of course, a yellow card, but at least that gives us the ball again. And in a split second, you have to make choices there, and those choices weren't necessarily right. And the balls that get to Klaasie then curves it just outside the goal. So those opportunities weren't there. Right, so on Sunday you get Amsterdam. They played a B team. And I saw that some players, after 70 minutes, were very tired, I think, because of the high pace. Are you worried about the physical condition of your team? No, I'm not concerned. We know that this is a very dicey game. They played at a high pace just because of the game plan, because the way they played. But that's only going to make us stronger. And we will make sure that we are ready on Sunday. Hi, Maarten. Maybe a bit tricky now, so shortly after the match. Do you have the feeling now that you missed a chance today or last week? I think both, yeah. Because if you have all opportunities, if you look at all the opportunities in both games, then 2 goals from our side are just not enough. And yeah, and then I think we just fell short. How often did you see in your team that your game, the game that you were able to show in Europe several times, how often did you see that in your team today? Well, yes, I saw that, but it wasn't enough. It just took a bit too long in the match, regardless of the fact that it was, well, that was a fact, but it's also a compliment that we did not give them all opportunities. They did press on us, they did threaten us, but I think we did use our game plan. There were difficult positions that we allowed them to play in. We knew that they would need substitutions during the match, which would have an impact, which would maybe lead to some doubt. So I think in that sense, I think it was good that we punished them on those points with the goal of Koopmeiners. Only we, of course, had hoped that we would have had a lead. And if you, added both legs together, then it would bring us to a draw. Yes, it is a shame. And in that final phase, I think we could have had a few more players to put on the pitch. We should have created a few more opportunities. We did have some good opportunities. The header of Max Kees as well. And Gay Smith and Max Meerdink and Meestewit was definitely an opportunity, but it didn't work. So on Sunday you have another match. How much time do you need to get over this disappointment? Well, tomorrow we will travel home and we'll switch that switch. It's a big disappointment because we did really have the feeling that this was an opportunity for us and that we would be able to go on to the next stage. And look, if we'd been completely played off the pitch in 2 games, then maybe it would be easier to accept. This was a dicey game. It was tough. I think we've just learned a lot. It's been really a learning curve in this campaign. We did a lot of good things together, and that is why we are here today, even though it's a disappointment today. And now we just have to focus on the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. Can you keep your head up high? Yes, absolutely. But of course, we have to be critical of those things we weren't good enough at today. Thank you. Yeah. Maarten, good evening. In hindsight, do you think that 1-0 aggregate that you defended that a bit too much today? No. Why not? Well, because we certainly had the intention to really chase them down, to really put them under pressure. And I think if you watch the entire match, I think we did that. There were certainly some highlights. And we did also grab the ball a few times. Certainly in the first half, there was a crucial moment where we got the ball. There was a foul. It was a vulnerable moment. Maybe there was a foul. I'm not saying it wasn't. But if you can then continue on that, then you can see we do that brutally. But maybe we didn't do it enough, whereas last week we got them under pressure more. I think Mickey van der Ven was better this time. He was wider on the pitch and he found more solutions to go forward. So we had more issues on the right-hand side. And that's why we took Poku to that side so that he could defend more. He's also more rhythmical in his defense. But it was absolutely not the intention to poke as well. If you have Tottenham playing out, we should have just had more than 1 goal, and that we didn't manage to do that. But we certainly didn't go into this match to only defend. You changed Sadiq for Meestewit at the half-time. What did you want to achieve with that substitution? You mean bringing in Mees? Yes. Well, because Ibrahim Sadiq, we knew that he'd been playing for 45 minutes. We knew he'd be able to maybe a bit longer, but we just decided that it might be better to do a substitution during the half-time. Mees is somebody who's really good in that flank position, that wing position, played in that position several times already. And with his footballing prowess, of course, he did try and do a good job. It was, as I said, dicey. You come into a match at a high pace. So the intention was just to have another winger. And we thought it was too early in the match to put Wasim there, sorry. So in this European campaign, this is now finished. How do you look back on your European campaign? Well, I think we showed lots of positives, as I've already said. I think we were working together really well. We played some very good matches. We had some really good nights. And that's why we're here now. And it's just a pity that we weren't able to just play at a few gears higher today. But all in all, I think we can look back on a campaign in which we showed lots of positive things. And I think we have a lot of new experience in our backpack for the future. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Any other questions? Maarten, a moment ago you said that you've learned a lot during this campaign. What do you hope your team will learn from these 2 matches against Tottenham? Well, in any case, that at the end of the day, a lot of things have to work out in a match, and everybody really has to perform at their very best. And last week, I think you can really say from the very first player to the very last player on the pitch, everybody played at a very high level. And sadly, it wasn't enough. We all felt that a 2-0 would have been possible, was definitely necessary. And today we just weren't all top. And for that, you just have to achieve a very high level, just physically, winning duels, having that running pace, and just doing that time and time again. And we need to grow in that sense, and we can only grow by playing as much as possible. If you see what we've played already this season, then of course it's only logical that they've improved. And a Premier League club, how does that compare with an Eredivisie club? Well, if you look at these 2 matches, then I don't think the difference was all that great between the 2. I think in the end, we just have to realize that our level and our technical level, the combination of that and intensity, we just have to level those up to just a slightly higher level. Simon? Sunday, you have your next clash. You're flying home tomorrow. What can you do concretely in your preparation for that match? How much time is left for you? Well, not a great deal of time, but that's happened before. And we know how Ajax plays. We just we have to do that with discussions of 1-2 discussions. We have to recover. The boys that have played a lot will have to recover. We'll train with the others. And I'm sure we'll get around to Sunday very quickly. So sometimes it goes wrong 3 days after European match. Does that require another approach? Well, look, there's not really that much more we can do differently. It went well a couple of times as well.
The stadium is now closed.
We're a lot in our heads. You know, how much can you still develop to be there in difficult times and to continue doing those things that we agree with each other, that both defensively speaking as offensively speaking. And we just have to make sure that we are ready with our team, and we're already working on that. Thank you. Any others? No? Okay, that was it. Thank you. And I wish you all